Round and round, it's out of control. Back and forth, they come and they go. No new friends, I ain't feeling them. You got to hold it down on a million.
One day I was trying to sign up for the talent show in my high school. I went to Flowers. And my friends didn't know what to sign me up as, and they didn't know my like real rap name, so they put O Slice. So then I won the talent show, and from then on, everyone's been calling me O Slice. Like, they don't care what I said my name was. It's been O Slice ever since.
Scribbling philosophies, prodigy, and young Socrates. Pardon me, but I'm probably more vulgar than pornography. Imposters is such a preposterous quantity. Melodically, I'm mocking these. They're not hip hop, they're comedy. And ain't no calm in me, like ain't no commas in my speech. So as I run on sentences, I'm also running on these beats. Marathoning all the time, bolting to the finish line. Keep saying what you saying. 2 chains couldn't contain the things in my mind. Boundaries are non-existent. You're listening, so you should know. I'm ruthless, truthless. I could confuse them with a stupid flow. I've been lost my mind, so this is how I cope with my pencil. I go mental on instrumentals. Watch me prove it, yo.
I used to be like super shy, and one day I was on the bus and I saw these like kids and they were like battle rapping each other, and it just looked like mad cool. Like everybody was like, oh boy, and it was just like the energy was just like crazy, and like I didn't know how to speak up in a crowd. I didn't know how to express myself for real, but I saw that and like I was just like drawn to it immediately. So I was already writing poems, like on the low, writing cute little poems, and I thought that, you know, I could probably write something cool. So I went home. I was writing real hard. Got back to school, got on the bus. I told them I wanted to rap. First of all, they didn't believe me, but told them I was going to rap. I get on the bus. I spit my bars. Everybody goes crazy. And I've been doing it ever since.
What inspired you?
In general, in life, in music, that's a.
So with music and life.
In music, I think I'm always chasing like the wow. Like, I always want to shock people with what I'm capable of doing. Like, I always want to do better than what anyone expects. Like, even my fans. Like, I never want to be in a place where they are expecting a certain thing from me. Like, I always want to go above and beyond. So I think I'm always inspired to do the very best that I can do. In life, my mom, my family, my sisters. I'm the oldest. So, and I also came over here from Nigeria. So there's already like the groundwork that was laid down for me to have to be like the best, and for me to have to like live up to the potential that my parents sacrificed for. So my mom has sacrificed so much for my sisters and I. So I'm really inspired by making sure that she puts in like 100-fold of, she gets back 100-fold of what she put in. And after that, it's just like leaving a legacy. In general, like, you only get one life. Like, people often forget that. Like, as far as we know, you only get one life. So I really just want to make the most of my life as possible. Like, if there's people out here doing extraordinary things, they only have one life too. Like, regardless of where they started, they're making the most of what they have. So I plan to do the same. Oh, writer's block. Man, writer's block. That's a real situation. How do I deal with those writer's block? I got writer's block right now. I can't think of what to say. I try to find new ways to be creative. Sometimes I just have band practice out of nowhere and just like get with my band and we just make new music. I hit up my producer, Vic got him bouncing. I hang out with other creatives, just try to like bounce energy, because writer's block is a constant thing. It's not like, oh, today I can't write, I have writer's block. I have had writer's block for the last 4 years at least. And it's just like you have to keep pushing past it. Like every time I write something, it's like, no, you can write better than that. And you're always going to have that feeling. So I never look at writer's block as, oh, I can't write. Writer's block is the feeling of like pressure when writing. That's how I think about it. So you really just can't dwell on it. Like, some people step away from it and like not write. I try to write every day just because I'm trying to keep my brain sharp, and you never know when that like magic moment's gonna come. So I just try to I write through it. Even if it's trash, like, don't nobody gotta hear it, but I'm still write it. So yeah. Okay, so I try not to say that I have depression because I haven't been formally diagnosed with anything. But there are moments where I feel like super, super, super low. the way I kind of cope with it is by talking to people that are close to me, just letting them know like what I'm feeling at the moment. Because I'm never in a position where I feel like I would ever harm myself or anything like that. But you can feel when like life is like really kicking you, like something bad happened, like one after another. And usually mine starts with like one day. Like it's just like, I missed the bus. Then I try to get an Uber. I get charged like times 6 of what I was supposed to pay. Then I get to work, my boss yelling at me. Then it's just like everything's kind of piling up. So like I said, I talk to people. I let people know what's going on. I have good friends, so usually when I call somebody shows up. We eat food. We watch movies. I paint. Painting relieves my soul. Oh, my goodness. I listen to music. I talk to God. And eventually I get out of it. I actually started like counting my days of happiness in a row. That helped for a while, because it was like when I started doing that, it was like nothing was going to take away from my day. So if I was on like day like 66 and something pissed me off on day 67, it was like, well, I'm not about to give up 66 days of happiness. So day 67, here we go. 1, you can do anything. You really can. If you knew me when I was a kid, you would not expect me to be a rapper right now. There's no way. But once you really decide that you're going to do something, and you put that in your mind and you put that in your heart and you give that to God, like it's going to happen if you put that work in. So I want people to take that from my music, even if they don't get that from the songs themselves, which you should. Just like my story and like how hard I've been working. Like I've been making music for 14 years, y'all. And it's just now starting to seem like, dang, like she actually finna be a rapper. I mean, I am a rapper. But, you know, I want you to take that from it. Number 2, owning your story. Being as original as possible. Because no one else lives your life. Like other people might have similarities, but once you try to like do what everyone else is doing and like kind of follow that wave, you lose all your originality. You lose your voice. So what you're saying really doesn't matter because everyone else is saying it. So I would say really try to keep it as original as possible. Even go out of your way to be original if possible. So now I try to make music more. And by that I say, in my older stuff, I used to just want to rap to you. Like, it was like, y'all gonna know I got bars. Like, y'all gonna know. Like, I wanted, in every one of my songs, I wanted no one to ever be able to question the fact that I could rap. Because I was a woman, people would try me. So they, you know, I always felt like I had to prove myself. Now, if I'm gonna put out a song and it's gonna be a rap song, y'all are gonna know. But I might put out a next song that's just vibes, or this just grooves. Like, I don't feel like the need to prove myself as much, because I feel like if you want bars, you can go find my old stuff. Like, and I can give you bars in the next song, but I want to make my music more like versatile, like showing off my versatility.
Are your niggas solid? Do they roll with you? Y'all be turning up, but when things get tough, they not rolling through. That ain't good enough, and you know it's true. But if you know they fake, then for goodness sake, why they close to you? That's why I ride for my niggas. One phone call, I'm outside for my niggas. No questions asked, completion of the task. If you thinking you the man, come and try my niggas. Come and see what my dog's bout. If we all here, we going all out. Screaming, who let the dogs out? Yeah, cross us, you get crossed out. If I keep you around, we built from the ground. I'm up and you're down, it can't be. Cause if you got my back and I got your back, then you'll never lack. We're family. If you got a problem, then we got the same one. And if I got $1, then we got the same funds. If you ever need me, then holler and say son. I'ma spend my last day with my day ones. Oh, slice nigga.
Okay, Vic got him bouncing. Played 10 Toes instrumental for me. And funny, like, him and I usually work on my beats together, but with this one, it was all him. Like, he played me that joint, and I was like, Victor, what is this? So then I was feeling it, and I immediately just thought, like, it came about real natural. And me and Swab were already working on a song together, but I wasn't feeling that beat as much, and it was actually, like, super hard. Like, it was kind of like, it was a little bit too gangster for me, if we're being honest. So I was like, wait, this is a little bit more groovy. This is like more my pace. So, you know, Suave is my brother. It wasn't even like a super collab. It was just like, yo, Suave, send me a verse. Like, send me a verse. Like, we're doing this. In terms of the video, I actually direct all my videos. And I felt like it was a storytelling track. It was inspired by 90s, like, friendship movies. I set it off, Juice, The Wood, and the Mine video. Yeah.
Were you nervous about singing on the track?
I don't sing. And it's so wild. Like, I didn't even think people would consider it singing, because I was really in the booth like, all right, let me try this real quick. and see if we could get away with it. Yeah. I'm glad people like it because I really do. I enjoy singing, but like I am super confident with my raps. So like when I feel like whenever I feel like something isn't up to par as what I know like other people are doing it as, and not to say that I'm comparing, but I know what singing sounds like, and I can't sing. So I never really tried to incorporate it like that. But people like this one. And somebody actually, one of my friends, Jack, he told me, he was like, I didn't even know that was you. I thought that was somebody else. So I was like, don't gas my head. Don't tell me that, because I'm going to really start singing, you know.
Got flow, this girl's got flow like the church guy got spole, like I soul, like a shoe collector, a sneakerhead and a connoisseur. I'm kinda sure I'm as colossal as a dinosaur. I'm kinda sore cause I've been running game for so long. Referees are tired and they begging me to hold on, but why prolong greatness while weightless? A genius, my flow's the meanest, I'm undefeated. And whatever I say up on the track, I mean it. And whenever they hear me on the track, they lean it. Like a kickstand in quicksand, they lean it. Like a step group in up boots, they lean it. Like the Eiffel Tower, but wizard the highest power in King Kong hanging. What I'm saying is that they lean it. But I'm really saying they fiendin'. Itching for a fix and no slice the reason. Blow so sick, how sick dog, I'm sneezing. I'm telling y'all I'm cold and not referring to the season. I'm ill, I'm iller than most. I'm ill with the coast, these youngest is ghosts. New kid on the block, but I've been ran my town. From Lagos, Nigeria to all the way around. They said watch the throne, but I'm finna snatch the crown. Shout out to Manny Wells, cause I'll never back down. No, I'll never back down, never ever back down.
Get It Correct is so slight, man. Get It Correct is so slight. I originally wrote it my freshman year of college. When I got to campus, I kind of like established myself as like a rapper, and so they did like a regular like hip hop cipher. I was in that jump, but then they did an all female cipher, which I thought was like super cool. So in the all female cipher, the instrumental was UNITY by Queen Latifah. So I wrote my verse. That was the original instrumental to the verse. So I wrote that. We recorded the cipher. It never got released. I was like, oh man. So then I think 2 or 3 years later, it was my junior year. Yeah, it was my junior year of college. And it was for a contest, Battle of the Bands. I wanted to perform a song that was like familiar to people, like even if the lyrics weren't. So then I was like, all right, what song is like universally like amazing? I was like, that thing, Lauryn Hill, doo-wop. So I put the verse on that, and it like blended like crazy. So from then on, I was like performing it at other schools, and like whenever I would do a show, I would do that. So I think I was trying to put out a completely different song at the beginning of last year. It didn't work out. It wasn't coming together how I wanted it to. And then I was talking to Manny Wells actually, and he was like, how about you just put out something old? Like people won't know it's old. And I was like, man, but I'm tired of all my old stuff. So then he was like, how about you just kind of like remix something old that you have? So then I hit up Vic. I was like, all right, I want to put out that thing, but I want it to sound different. So he was like, all right, how about we just sample it? So then we sampled it, and he was like playing around with it. And I was like, but the way that I'm flowing on it doesn't really fit how like I had it before. And then I think he added just like one more instrument to it. And I was like, wait, hold on. And I like took the flow, made it like 3 times faster. And I was like, wait, but I'm still John like in a pocket. So let me. And then it just like went, and like it was recorded like that same week, mixed and mastered that same week, video like the week after. Like we didn't expect it to do what it did, but it did. It did. I think my culture inspires my music, number one, in content, because like I said, it's like my story. So I am an African child. Like I was born in Nigeria, so there's no way that those stories don't come into play in my music. Sounds wise, I would say because Afrobeat is so like predominant right now, I don't think that my music necessarily like correlates all the time, like in terms of like what you would expect from an African artist. But being an no matter what I do or put out, I am an African artist. So I do try to, in certain songs, I do try to like go wherever the influence takes me. If it does take me there, then yeah, but I don't really put out like Afrobeat music. I feel like it would have to be like a collab or something, like because I don't want to like ever take away from the authenticity of something. So it's like I wasn't making that music before. I had a couple of jumps that was kind of like groovy, and I could, but if an Afrobeat artist would want me to feature on a song, I would prefer that so much more.
Not only from when I was listening to African Beat Scratcher, but just living life, like I saw the stuff that he was talking about. Like, I saw how being African became cool. How do you feel like being African and witnessing that happen?
I had mixed feelings. Because initially, so to me, being African became cool. Okay, this is the way it kind of went. It was like, all right, African is lame, African is lame, African is lame, African is lame. Then African people started linking up with one another, and we were like, wait, being African is lit. And we kind of recognized that within ourselves first. And then that's when all the ASAs started popping up. And that's when like ASA started getting into high schools. And then that's when like the younger kids started realizing it was lit. So when that was happening, I was super happy because I started noticing, actually, let me keep going. So then I got to college and the ASAs are popping. And then I started noticing like African American kids and like other people from the diaspora like engaging in the culture. I was like, this is lit, this is lit, this is cool, this is cool. And then I started like noticing some of the conversations and the discourse around it. And when it started getting muddy and people were like, oh, well, Africans and the African Americans, that's when I started really not feeling it, because it was like, I feel like everyone should be able to engage in the culture when certain conversations are had. Because I'm happy that my little sister, like my baby sister Tolu, she's 14 now, but when being African was cool, she was probably like, when it just got cool, she was probably like 9 or something, right? And they were playing African music at her school dances. And I thought that that was amazing because it was like what song was they going to play like in 2003? Right. We literally had nothing for them to play. Like, they didn't know what to play for us. So the fact that like now on the radio, now when you go to clubs, like our culture is integrated. I appreciate that. I just think there's some important conversations still need to be had about like, because people sometimes look at it as like, African Americans think they're better than Africans. Africans think they're better than African Americans. Like there's still some hurt in that relationship, and I think that they're real feelings. I just think that we should have a more productive conversation surrounding it. Having a support system is really the difference between make or break, and I don't know why people aren't understand. I think people are starting to get it, because if no one likes you, if no one likes your attitude, if no one likes your brand, if no one likes, like, it doesn't matter how good your music is, if you don't have people to support it, it's not going nowhere. And then the alternative, if your music isn't that great but you got support, you never know. I built my support system because, like I said, been making music for 14 years. So that means elementary school, middle school, high school, college, after college, church. Like anyone who has ever encountered me knows I make music. So with that came like they got to see a lot of like ups and downs. They got to see a lot of struggles. They got to see me win things. They got to see me lose things. They got to see me work really, really, really hard. So I think by default, like anyone who knows me has like supported me in some way or some fashion, unless they was hating on the low. But you know how people be. But I can actually say that 95% of the people that I've encountered, at least to my face, have showed me like mad love. Like whenever I do shows, like I leave with fans, even if they didn't know me when I got there. So I think that so many people have seen how much I want this and how hard I work towards it, that they were just like, yo, by default, like if I can help, let me know how. So that's how I got my fan base and my support system super strong. Like my team is made out of friends who like believe in me. My sister and my other sister do my makeup and my hair. Like everybody be looking out for me, and I appreciate y'all so much. Oh, I have definitely struggled with my confidence. I still struggle with my confidence. I think that it's just a natural thing. Like when you see people doing certain things, and when you see okay, as a woman, first of all, it's just we have these impossible like standards that are set forth for us. Like you have to be curvy in this way, which I am not. You have to be, I'm a tall woman. Like guys don't like tall women supposedly, but there's so many things that you could, like, if you wanted to sit down and pick apart yourself, you could really do it. Like you could find a million things wrong with yourself. So it's not about like, have I ever dealt with confidence? It's just like kind of like how I kind of like block that out. You got to realize that you popping. You really just got to understand that. And for a while, I actually think I faked it until I made it, because when people started messing with me off the raps, I wasn't cool yet. I was still kind of like, you know. But when people started really, really messing with me off the raps, I was like, wait, everybody like me. Like, what am I worried about? And then puberty hit and like hit me in a good way. So I was like, wait, and I'm cute. And I'm cute. And I'm like, well, if you think I'm too tall, that means you too short. Like, you really just gotta, like, if somebody is for you, if people are for you, then like, don't worry about the things and the people that are not for you. So I just kind of faked it till I made it. The music helped a lot. Like I was super shy, didn't really talk. But once people thought I was cool before I thought I was cool. So then I started thinking I was cool, and now nobody can tell me any different. please take this seriously. Please take this seriously. Like, mumble rap, barsy bars rap, classic hip hop, new age hip hop. I don't really try to decipher through all of that. I really try to decipher the artists between the ones who care and the ones who don't care. And if you're going to join this for like fame and fortune and clout, please just step aside. Like, we have too much of that in the game right now. We have people who don't care about the art form, who aren't advancing it, who are only taking away and degrading it. So if you're really not going to care about music, like, just don't touch it. Leave it alone, please. And that's not even no hate, just like from the bottom of my heart, just please.
Are we gonna get any more like grown and sexy covers like Girls Like Beyonce?
Dang, you took it back. Oh, you took it back. Dang. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm trying to figure out how to balance it, because I know y'all want rapidy raps. But some people want vibes, and some people want grooves, and some people want grown and sexy. I can do it all, but when? Y'all gotta let me know. Talk to me. I really do it from the heart, y'all. Like, there's been so many nights that I've cried about this, and I've like stayed up about this, and I've prayed about this. So I just want y'all to know that this is something that's like mad important to me, and I want everyone that supports me to know, like, I really love y'all. Like, it's not no like, oh, thanks y'all, I appreciate it. Like, from the bottom of my heart, I love y'all. So thank you. This is O Slice, and you're watching Media Mondays.
Back and forth, they come and they go.